If you've ever been networking and you've ever been asked, what do you do? The most famous question, right, at networking, and you've ever felt like, oh man, I just like word vomited, and you wake up like 3 minutes later and you're like, well, I just literally told him everything that I know about my life and about what I do in my job, and you're like, I don't know what they're going to do with that. And if you ever feel like not only are you like that in networking, but also that's how you feel like with your website, then I got just a video for you today. Hey guys, Roger from Reanimation Design here. Wanted to give a quick video today. As I mentioned before about networking, I do a lot of networking, and sometimes you get with people and you're talking with them, and sometimes you're just like, well, I just do this, or you're thinking, well, I gotta really sell myself, right? So you kind of word vomit all over them, and maybe you've done that, or maybe you've had that happen to you, and maybe at the end of that time, you're just like, well, I don't know if they understand what I do still, right? Or you're like, well, what I do is so complicated, or what I do is I do all these things. So I have to really kind of make sure that and over explain myself, right? So we try to over explain ourselves, or we try to come up with a cute saying or an interesting phrase, which there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But the thing is, though, is that we want to be clear. Not only do you want to be clear when you're networking, but you also want to make sure that you're clear even more so on your website. Reason being is that on your website, you have less than 5 seconds to capture their attention, and you need to be extremely clear. Actually, you have less than 5 seconds. You have less than 5 seconds to capture their attention and let them know what it is that you do. And we're gonna go over something that I've gone over a little bit before, and I go over this in my 5 website essentials, which you can download at my website. I'll leave that link in the comment if you're interested in that, where I go a little bit more in depth. But we've talked a little bit about the hero image before, and how the hero image answers the 3 questions, right? What do you do? How does it benefit me? And where do I sign up? And so we're going to look at that, but we're not going to necessarily look at how we did that one time. If you are interested in that, there is another video, and I'll put that link in the description as well. But what we're going to look at is, yes, we're going to look at the hero image, but we're going to look at the thing that the people are going to see when they first get to your website. And yes, that's the hero image, but that's going to be your statement. That's going to be what it is that you do. And sometimes we try to be flowery about it, or sometimes we try to be maybe vague to kind of entice them a little bit. But really what we want to do is that we want to be simple, and we want to be clear. And I have 3 examples of great websites that are very clear, and they tell you exactly what they do. And what's great is that they don't use flowery language, they're not vague, they don't really even have a catchphrase or anything like that, right? They just tell you exactly what it is that you do. So I have 3 that I want to share with you, and then I want to give you one more example, which for some of you may be a little controversial, but it's going to be a really good example of speaking to your customer. So let's check out the 3 plus the bonus 4th example, and let's see how we can make sure that our marketing is clear. All right, guys, let's check out this first website. This first one is called Viral Cuts. They say that you can hire high-performing overseas video editors and save up to 70%. Now, that is a little bit of a tongue twister, if you will. It does have it's a little too wordy. However, though, here's the thing: did you know exactly what it is that you are getting when you're going there? You are looking for video editors. So the problem that the problem that they are solving is that they are helping you find video editors. But what's also cool about this is that look at what it says right here. It says hire an editor. And what's nice about that is that that's your call to action. They are telling you exactly what they want you to do. They're not saying, hey, look at this or learn more. No, they're saying, listen, you are here. You are looking for an editor, so we want you to hire an editor. What's also great about this is that look at this last line, save up to 70%. Now, what's cool about this is that, look, they can leave it at hire high-performing overseas video editors, right? They could leave it at that. They could even, instead of hire, it could be, get high-performing overseas editors, whatever, right? But they could leave it at that. They could leave it at that, and it would be fine. But here's the great part, is that they're also telling you the result. They're also telling you the benefit, the result that you're going to get. You're going to save up to 70%. And what's great about this is that you're now going to lean in because you're going to ask, well, how can I save 70%? And you're going to scroll down and you're going to find out why they are going to save you 70%. And it's going to be that they're going to reduce the amount that it costs. They're going to give you a savings of 70% because of their service. So that is a great example. They are telling you what it is that they do, and not only that, they are solving the pain point, and they're also telling you the result. You're going to save up to 70%. Absolutely fantastic. Definitely use this as an example. This is probably my favorite one out of all of them, and this is testimonial. It's testimonial because, I mean, everything about it is simple. The website is simple. The logo is simple. The name of the brand, right? The name of the website, testimonial.io, is simple. And look at what they say right here. Get testimonials from your customers with ease, right? Super easy. Like when you look at Viral Cuts and when you look at testimonial, you know exactly what they do, and you know the pain point that they solve. Get testimonials. So first off, we know that getting testimonials from our clients is tough. Not only do we know that it's hard, look at what the first line is. Collecting testimonials. Oh, you can't see when I highlight it, but collecting testimonials is hard. We get it. They're letting you know that they get it, that they've been trying to collect testimonials and they understand that it's hard. And so they want to make it easier. They have a solution to the problem. And what's great is that you can do it quickly, you can do it easily, and it makes it so much easier for you. So that now you can put them on your website, put them wherever you need it to on with their platform. So absolutely fantastic. No fluff. There's no fancy language. They're just telling you, hey, you can get testimonials from your customers way easier than you're getting it now. So absolutely fantastic. This next one is called Memorizely. So Memorizely is a place where you can do live UX or UI boot camps. They do like UX, UI, web design, stuff like that. But look at what it says. Change your life, learn UX/UI live. What's cool is that when you are going to when you reload the page and all that, actually I can do that right now. When you reload the page, is it going to do it for me? Yeah, so when you reload the page, watch what happens. Look at it. Change your life, learn UX research. And what's great about that is that, oops, sorry, I guess my computer decided that it wanted to slow down. But what's great about that is that it tells you what you're going to do and the fact that you do it live. See, change your life, learn UX, UI live, learn design research, learn those skills live. What's cool about this is that, let's stop for a second. So it's telling you what you're going to do. And the second paragraph or the second little blurb, it says live UX, UI boot camps and online video courses to kickstart and accelerate your career. You could swap those around and that it would still be fantastic. You are telling them exactly what you are doing and the result that you're going to get. You're going to kickstart or you're going to accelerate your career. As you look at the rest of what's going on here, you can see that they got the cursors and you can see that that's exactly what's going to happen because a lot of software does that. Figma does that. I think Canva does that, but there's software that allows you to have multiple, Miro and all those sort of places, allow you to be able to have multiple people in the document at a time, kind of messing with it. Well, not messing with it, but, editing it. And so it's telling you exactly what you're going to get. And it's also literally showing you an example of how it's going to look and how it's going to do that. So absolutely fantastic. It's really good. You see the smiling faces, right? And they're giving you a thumbs up. All three of those are fantastic examples. They tell you exactly what you're going to do. You're going to change your life, right? They're giving you that result right at the beginning. You're going to save 70%. It's going to make it easier because they get it. They want you to be able to collect testimonials. Now, what's cool about that is that all of these are doing one thing, is that they are speaking to their client. They are letting you know exactly what they do. People who people who go to Testimonial or Viral Cuts or even Memorizely, they're all going to have a very specific goal, right? Someone is looking for a UX boot camp. Someone's looking for testimonials. You're probably not going to just stumble across this. And it's going to let people know exactly what it is that you do. But I want to give you that last example that may be controversial, but I want you to hear me out as I talk about it. This last one is a popular platform called Webflow. And the header here, it says, build with the power of code without writing any. So in other words, you can build something with the power of code without writing any. Now this is my arena, right? This is my area that I deal with, and so I know exactly what they're talking about. Somebody who comes to Webflow knows exactly what they're coming for the website. And what's interesting about this is that someone who is not a coder, or someone who is not looking to build a website, someone who is not interested in this, is not going to know what they mean by this. Build with the power of code. Well, build what? Take control of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Those are all technical jargon in a visual canvas. Webflow generates clean semantic code that's ready to publish or hand to developers. Listen, maybe a third of you, half of you, maybe 90% of you have no idea what that's talking about. And while that may seem like, well, maybe that goes against what you're doing or what you're saying, Roger, about being simple. Well, let's take a step back and let's see what Webflow is also doing, which all the other ones were doing as well. Someone who stumbles onto Webflow is probably not stumbling onto Webflow just to stumble on. They're probably looking for something in particular, right? They want to build a website. And so someone who comes to Webflow is looking to build a website or try to find out how to build a website. But when they see build with the power of code without writing any, that's just kind of broad in general. But it also speaks to a specific segment. Take control of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in a visual canvas. This is talking to a very specific type of person, a specific type of client that they are trying to get. So here's the last point. Not only should your header, should your one-liner, should what you do tell people exactly what you do so that you invite people into that story, so that you let people know where they lean in, like where viral cuts, that you leaned in because you're like, I want to know how to save 70%. I want to know how to make it easier. Not only that, but you should also help certain people lean back. Be like, I don't know what that means. Click and get out, right? Because those are not your ideal clients. Now, this is kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because sometimes you need it and sometimes you don't. But someone who is not looking for a complex, because this is a pretty complex system, great system, but a very complex sort of system, is probably not going to want to necessarily deal with this, because there's a pretty big learning curve with this versus like Wix. And again, this is not a thing for or against Webflow or for or against Wix or WordPress or anything, right? But what I'm saying is that they are speaking not just to anybody, but they're speaking to a very specific. And if you look back to Testimonial and Viral Cuts and Memorizely, they are speaking to someone specifically. They are looking, Memorizely is talking to someone who is looking to advance their UX career. Testimonial is looking for that stressed out, annoyed business owner who's like, I want to get more reviews because they're going to help me with my Google business profile or wherever they're trying to get testimonials. And they're talking to that business owner, or you're talking to the person who doesn't have enough time to edit their own videos and is needing someone to do it better at a higher quality, more professional. They're speaking to that. Webflow is talking to the person who understands code probably, or who is going to take the time to create websites and without having to necessarily write any, who understands this world. And so those are the things that you want to do. Not only do you want to speak to your client, to your ideal client, so they lean in and find out more, because you want to be very clear, but you want to be very clear so that you're also not wasting your client's time that is not interested, or the person, rather, they're not your client, right? You don't want to waste the person's time who is not interested, who is not your ideal client. You don't want to waste their time, and honestly, you don't want to waste your time, because you want to be respectful of that, and you want to make sure that you are talking to exactly who the segment that you are going to be able to help out. So I hope these three were good for you. I hope that they made sense, and I hope that you're able to get a lot out of it. All right, guys, I hope that you really understood and really got a lot out of seeing those websites. What's great is that each and every single one of them were very clear. They didn't have to use kind of flowery language. They didn't have to use kind of like a quick turn of the, Hey guys, I hope that each and every single one of those were helpful to you. And even the last one as well, because we want to make sure that no matter what, we're talking to our ideal client. That yes, we want to make sure that we're letting everybody know what we're doing, but also there's times where we need to speak specifically to our client, because we need to make sure that the person that we're talking to, the person who lands on our website, is going to be the person that needs our solution to their pain point. And that's why Webflow was such a great example of that. So whereas you might have thought that I was going to say that there was something wrong with it, really what we're looking at is that really it talks to their ideal client. So you want to make sure that you're doing that exact thing, that you just need to sometimes tell people, well, not sometimes, but all the time, just tell people, this is what I do. This is what we do. This is the pain point that we solve, and this is how we do it, right? You're just letting them know this is what we do, and you're letting them know that this is what life looks like afterwards. And so you want to make sure that you are being clear. Guys, if you're interested in going a little bit deeper into this, as I mentioned before, I do have on my website my 5 essential elements for your website that you need to be effective. If you're interested in that, check out my website. I do also have a couple other freebies there, but check out my website, check out my website, download the free guide, that, and then I also give you a quick email course with that, so that where we dive a little deeper into that. If you have any questions or comments, or you know of a website, hey, this is really cool, hey, you should check this one out, leave that in a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know if you have any questions and you're like, hey, Roger, I'm ready to clarify my message and make sure that what I'm saying is very clear so people know exactly what I do, so that I can help them, because my goal is to make sure that you not only are clear, but you're clear so that you can get more traffic, so you can get more people to your website, so that you can get more leads and eventually turn them into clients. So guys, I really appreciate you watching the video. If you have any questions, leave a comment, send me a message, check out my website. I'll talk to you later.